Bezat Hashem, B'Shah Tova U'Mutzlachat. We are back, B'Siyata D'Shmaya, learning in Gemarah, Chok, Lyisrael. We're today in the 4th day of Parshat Itro, and Bezrat Hashem, the 15th. Tonight is Tu B'Shvat Igia, Agle Ilanot. Tu B'Shvat is here. Let's celebrate a new Chidushim, new Chidushim in the Torah, new birth. As it says, Shiru LaHashem Shir Chadash. It says it 7 times, I believe, in Tehillim. And also in Tanakh, I believe in the Nach. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash. What is that? What does that mean, Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash? How can I do Shir Chadash? And Chadash Tachat HaShemesh. There is nothing new in this world, so how do we get to this element of Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash? You sing into a song, a new song. It means Ba'asher Hu Sham. Every day we are getting different age. We're different stronger, we're different weaker, we're different fight with this person, fight with a wife, fight with a police officer on the street, we fight with everybody in the world now, we have a depression, we are happy, we're different elevation. So anytime you do a mitzvah, that's called a Shir Chadash. Anytime you do Limud Gemarah, anytime you do saying the same Tehillim, Mizmor LeDavid Adonai Roi Lo Yichsor, you say the same thing. Why is it Shir Chadash? Because it's Shir Chadash constantly, it's new, it's your state. It's considered what state are you in. That's how we start. So tonight is the Tu B'Shvat. Baruch Hashem is here. Let's do Shir Chadash to Hashem. Then starting Gemarah B'Matzia Daf Ayin Aleph Amud Bet 71, the first site. Says Rabbi Yosef. What do you say? Tane Rabbi Yosef. Im Kesef Talvei Et Ami Et Ha'ani Imach. If you're going to lend, what is the if? It's not if, by the way. Chas v'shalom, it's not if. It means when. The Aleph Im over here, in Hebrew, really, the corrupted Hebrew today, we spoke about this yesterday, the corrupted Hebrew, which is, I would ready to bet that the angels hate Hebrew of today much more than they hate Aramaic. Because the corrupted Hebrew is literally corrupted. Mamash. They totally took the Lashon HaKodesh and corrupted it. Okay? So, Im Keser Talvei Et Ami, Im over here, the rabbis tell us, means when, not if. You don't have a choice to lend. People have a misunderstanding. They think they have a choice to lend money to people. If I want to give, no. You are obligated to give. What you are obligated also to do is to have how many witnesses? Minimum 2. It's a avera to give out loans without 2 witnesses. We learned that already, right? It's you must have guarantees that you're going to get paid. But you're not patur from lending. There is no one in the world. There is no one shita in the whole world. Any rabbi will say, really, you're not obligated to lend. If you have money and you have no immediate use for that money, immediately, like right now, then a person came to you to borrow, you're obligated to give as long as he gives you proper guarantees. Says Rabbi Yosef, it says in the Pasuk Shmot over there, when you lend out money to who comes first? The question is, the Chafetz Chaim says, Ani imach, Ani. So if a rich man comes and says, listen, I need $1 million right now, I'm making a deal, we need missing that $1 million. And a poor man comes and he says, I need the money, I need $200,000. You're going to give one over the other, you're not going to have the other. So who comes first? The Torah says, Ani, the poor person. As long as he gives you guarantee that he can pay you back, you must give him. Ami v'nochri, Ami kodem. Here it says, Ami, a nation of ours, who comes first, and a goy. Goy is Donald Trump. He's coming to borrow money from you. He is guaranteed to pay you back. The halacha comes. Your nation comes first. Ani ve'ashir. A rich man and a poor man came. Ani kodem. Who comes first? Ani. You're a poor person. Ani yecha. Kodem means before. Question is, do you give the ashir before or the poor person? You give the poor person. Ani yecha v'aniye yircha. What about in your community? And you have poor people, and then your chas v'shalom in your family, you have people who are not well-to-do. Who comes first? Aniyecha kodben. You must give to your family first before you give to your neighbors. Aniyeh yircha v'aniyeh yiracheret. Aniyeh yircha kodmin. Anybody? You have 2 options here. We have poor people, basically talking about at the same time they're literally coming. Literally came at the same time. Not talking about a lot of people learning this Gemarah totally fakrum, so messed up. You talk to a rich person. Excuse me, why, Rabbi, if I give to this person who's asking me for $30,000, then the next 30 guys will get only nothing. So I'd rather give 1,000 this guy because another 29 are coming. Chas v'shalom to think like that. That's the biggest mistake. Here the Gemarah is explicitly saying, not people will come, they're right in front of you. You open your door, you see 15 guys in front of you standing. And each one needs $10,000 loan. And you have only, what? You have only $150,000. So now the question is, you elaborate. No, sorry. Each one needs 10,000 and you have 10,000. Who comes first? You don't give 750 to each and bye-bye. No. No such a thing. You must realize if you have $10,000 to give a loan or charity, who comes first gets the whole amount. No playing games. What? Doesn't matter. Well, that's not what the point is. The point is many people today come tell me, come on, Rabbi, I'm going to give this one poor man, I could do bigger mitzvah, I'm going to get more mitzvahs. Remember, that's who talk like that? Tzadok Baitos. That was the argument between Tzadok and Baitos and
if you have to give, you should give.
If you're giving out. If that's right. If you're giving out, not when they approached you. Rambam says the other way around. When they come approach you, you must give the whole thing. Must give the whole thing. Immediately.
The whole thing is
the whole thing. No questions asked.
To the first guy that's
the first guy that asks and he needs $25,000 and you have $30,000 in your bank account for his wedding, you cannot give him $500 and say go find somebody else. Chas v'shalom, it's avera. That moment you did an avera when you send the guy away with $5,000. The guy needs $25,000 and you have in your charity account $30,000. You cannot say I'm gonna give the next 20 guys another $1,000 each. No such a thing. It's an avera mamash. If you think I'm joking, go look in Sefer Chafetz Chaim. Ahavat Chesed, he writes a whole deep, very deep thoughts in it, and how big of an avera is. Okay? Amar mor ami v'nochri ami kodem. Amar mor ami v'nochri ami kodem. Let's analyze. So Rabbi Ami wants to analyze. But it says over there, you told us, Rabbi Yosef, that if a goy came and a Jew came, you must give to a Jew first. Why? Pshita. He says, that's understandable. What does that mean? Why should that even, why I need a rabbi to tell me that? Of course. He says, no, Amar Rav Nachman, Amar Lehuna, La nitzrecha da'afilu, lenocheri beribit Lyisrael bechinam. No, the reason why Rabbi Yosef meant, what he really meant is, Donald Trump is coming to borrow from you $1 million at 20% interest rate, and a Jew is coming to borrow from you $1 million at zero interest rate. Halacha is you give to your Jew over a goy. You make $0 unless Chafetz Chaim says what we learn over there. Maybe it's going to say it here also. It means unless that's your parnasah. If that's your only parnasah, that's your only source of income. That's your $1 million. You lend it out at 20%. That's $200,000. You're going to make in a year. That's your money. What, you're going to tell me not to make money? Or you're going to kill me? Okay, that's a different story. We're talking about here where there is no. That's not your main source of income. So in that case, you should give to the Jew and get zero interest. Tanya Amar Rabbi Yossi, bo ure kama smiyut enehem shel malveh beribit. So let's come and see how blinded those people who lend money with. Why, Zor, you were going to be reading from now. I see that I cannot. Come closer here for the video so people hear you. Okay, because I need you here. I need you here. Let's go. I don't want me to embarrass you, Shalom. Let's go. Adam, come and see, the Rabbi said, come and see how blinded are those people who lend out money with interest. Adam Kore. No, let's go. Adam Kore lechavero rasha. Where are you?
I'm looking for you. Revi.
Yeah, when you're Itro, Yom Revi. Adam Kore lechavero rasha. You just said. I just heard you read it.
No, I read the beginning.
Yeah.
It's in the middle. Where is it?
It's seven lines into it. Rabbi Yossi Omar Rabbi Yossi Bo Ure. Ay tzadikim v'chas. B'chavot.
Amar Rabbi Yossi Bo
Ure. Rabbi Yossi says, come and see.
Kama
Smiyut.
עיניהם של מלווה בריבית.
How blind are those people who lend with interest? Why? אדם
קורא לחברו, רשע יורד עמו לחייו והם מביאים עדים ולוולר וקולמוס
ודיו וחותמים פלוני זה
פלוני זה
כפר באלוהי ישראל.
כפר באלוהי ישראל.
Okay, so he says like this. אדם קורא לחברו רשע, יורד עמו לחייו. So if a Jew, chas v'shalom, goes and calls another Jew evil, rasha, which is a very, very, not a good accusation. Let's just say that Moshe Rabbeinu was thrown out of Egypt because he said those words. He said, Rasha, lama tagel l're'echa. Rasha, why you, he raised his hand, they didn't even hit him, and he says, you hitting him, why are you hitting him? He called him a Rasha, so Hashem says, Rasha, how dare you to address my Jewish nation like that? Threw him out of Egypt. He was chayav mitah at that moment. Moshe Rabbeinu was about to be killed. Why? Because he opened his mouth the wrong way. So now, Yorad imo lechayav. So what happens in this instance? They go lechayav. What does that mean? He goes with him. So vehem amar levin. Okay, so now, so he goes to, so they become partners. That what? They're bringing witnesses and a sofer and a writer, a scribe and the kumus and the writing feather, udiyo and ink. This Jew is what? This Jew is denying the existence of God. The one who lends money with ribit, in the end, he is the one who is denying existence of God because he doesn't know who gave him the money. He understands that money is his. He earned it. Hashem didn't give it to him. So basically, when you're giving out the money with interest to a Jew, you're saying that Hashem does not exist. I'm in charge of my money, not Hashem. So now that you're basically you compare it to a person like Avodah Zarah, a person who even does Avodah Zarah, he has takana. He could be fixed and come back alive in Tchiyat HaMetim. But the one who gives out money and interest does not. By the way, is even worse than that. Tanya Rabbi Shimon ben. I'll continue.
תניא רבי שמעון בן אלעזר אומר, כל מי שיש לו מעות ומלווה אותם שלו
בריבית. So Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar said, anyone who has enough liquidity cash in his possessions, and he is doing the ultimate rewarded the aspect of what? He's running a bank. You're supposed to. Chavetz Chaim says over there, you must run your household like a bank. You're going to run your finances like a bank does. You must have a side. Each one of us has to have an account while giving out loans. And that money is not to be touched for anything else. You could borrow from there and pay it back. And then anybody else borrows from there, you have to make sure that they give a collateral that they're going to pay back. And it's going to be run like a bank but without interest. So what happens to this person who lends out money without interest? What happens to him? The Torah says about him in Tehillim chapter 15.
כספו לא נתן
בנשך
ושוחד
not ושוחד and bribery. It's like this. כספו לא נתן בנשך. His money he gave away without interest. And also ושוחד and bribery. לא לקח. On the cleanliness, he did not take any bribery from that. This person will not suffer. A person who has this element, the idea, this genius of an idea, he has the money and he's utilizing it properly and he gives out loans and making sure to fulfill the mitzvah Hashem, like we said, that's not a choice. This person will not be suffering ever. So you learn from here, whoever rents out money with interest, his possessions become less. He's trying to grow his possessions. Hashem is punishing him, diminishing his possessions. The Gemarah says, wait a minute, what are you talking about? We know a lot of people who do this concept of giving out loans without interest and there's still possessions going out of business. So what do you do? What does that mean? Amar Rabbi Elazar. How can you explain that? ועולים, והללו מתמוטטים, אין עולים. He says, no, you don't understand. You're right. The mazal is gorim, whatever the avirah this person did, Hashem is diminishing his possessions. The one who gives out money without interest. But in the end, once he does tshuva, once he's become corrected person, he goes back up in possessions. He becomes richer sometimes. This guy who lended the money, he goes down, never goes up. You know what's going on? Because the world is a circle, goes up, down. This guy who rents the money with interest, he could afford to give out money without interest, but he's giving with interest. Rahmanan Islan, avoid to him. He goes down forever. Menolin, Tanu Rabbanan.
תנו רבנן, אל תיקח מאיתו נשך ואת הריבית, אבל אתה נעשה לו ערב.
The Pasuk says, we learn in the Braita, rabbis teaches, it says in Vayikra, don't take on him interest, but you could actually be his guarantor. Wait a minute. Areb Leman. So the Gemarah says, what are you guaranteeing? Areb Leman, continue.
ערב למען
אילם ערב לישראל.
ערב לישראל, והתנן אלו עוברים בלא תעשה המלווה והלווה.
No, 1 second. You telling me I should be 1 second. You telling me that I should now lend out money with interest, but 1 second. But somebody else is going to lend them with interest. I should be his what's his name? He's a guarantor when he lends out an interest, but we learned already, both of us get punished. The mitzvah d'oraita tells us, the Rambam Moreh says, the person who guarantees a loan of interest, a guarantor, and a witness, and the scribe, they all get punished. You didn't do anything. Those guys did it. I was just a witness. You get punished. You're not allowed to be involved. Anyway, so what are you talking about here? No, Ella, rather, we're talking about where a goy, Donald Trump's coming to borrow money from somebody, and you are, what's his name, signing there as a witness that he borrowed the money and he's going to pay another Jew interest. Where it's mutar, that's what it means. When Chivan.
אלא לנחרים
מכיוון דדיני דנוכרי דאזיל בתר ערב יהיו שקיל מן ריביתא
יהיו ניהו דקש שקיל מן ריביתא.
So what's the question would be? The question is, if I was guaranteeing a Donald Trump and he fails to pay tomorrow, do I have to pay his interest? כיוון שהערב משלו נוכרי ולוקח אחר נמצא שהערב לוקח ריבית מישראל. Wait a minute, what do you mean? Yeah, if you come to me and you're going to collect the interest of Donald Trump, if Donald Trump failed, I guaranteed you Donald Trump is he has a good video show, he's the president of the United States, he owes you money, he's going to pay you back, no problem. The guy, I don't know, the guy went bankrupt, the guy, I don't know, so many assassinations, so they tried to kill the guy, they killed the guy, I don't know what, there's no money in the state, you got zero, now the guy's come. Went bankrupt, yeah. So now he's coming to you to ask you for the money. Sounds like you're going to charge the Jew rebate, interest. אמר רב ששת
שקיבל עליו לדון
בדיני ישראל. No, when the loan transpired, when the transaction took place, the only reason why I'm allowed to come and be guaranteeing Donald Trump, if it's going to go to a Jewish court. In a Jewish court, they're going to tell me I'm not allowed, they're going to tell the owner, the lender, you can't collect from Abram interest, even though Abram guaranteed you Trump. Okay? יקבל עליו לדון בדיני ישראל, ריבית הנמי אליי לשקול, he's not allowed to collect your interest. אמר רב ששת, continue, no?
אמר רב ששת שקיבל עליו לזו ולא קיבל עליו לזו.
That's the Indian here. לא לקח ממנו ריבית. So he says, right, okay, that it's different. You don't have to say that he took a responsibility to go to Jewish court. What happened was a Jew guaranteed which part of Donald Trump? The $1 million. He did not guarantee $200,000 interest. The interest part he did not guarantee. So then you could go even to the Jewish court.
That's supposed to say in the...
That's contract. That's right. That's right. That's right. He said, I'm guaranteeing the principal. I'm not guaranteeing the interest. And in that case, even if the Goyish court is allowed to go, that's not a problem, because in the Goyish court, they're not going to obligate Jew boy to pay interest to another Jew, because the Jew boy was only going to be responsible for the principal. Baruch Adonai Olam Aminu. Amen. And we have a wonderful, wonderful evening. We're going to now transfer to Ibrit and Musar Lechok Israel. Otherwise, give me the book, please. Thank you.